on the
Yep.
PS4. And also Azure Striker Gunvolt 2 on the Switch together with Link, which was a very unique run we did that's never been done before. So Gunvolt, I didn't feel like I needed to practice a lot with. I just needed to practice with Link on location due to the unique thing we were doing. And Odyssey, I pretty much just did on and off practice as much as I could. Kingdom Hearts was obviously the one I was a little bit more worried about at times because it's a long run. And with added the singing incentive, you have to worry about all the extra things. You don't want to die at a gummy mission, which I did. It happens. It's hard to focus on 3 things at once. But yeah, it was really fun. So, I mean, it worked out. Odyssey turned out great. I got to show most of the hard tricks anyway. Like, I didn't show everything, partially because if I don't know everything, I'll just do whatever is comfortable. And again, not being a top runner, you can't do everything 100%, obviously. But it just gives a good showcase on, this you can do with the game. But if you're interested, you can always just check out our Discord to find out more cool stuff about this game. Because people keep finding stuff every single day.
Yeah.
And considering that we found Moonskip like 3 days prior to release of Odyssey, that just shows how, dedicated and motivated our community is to finding new stuff.
Yeah, what do you think about that? I was going to ask you, because, some people say at marathons, the person with the best time should get the slot, right? And I don't know what ESA's philosophy was about that. Like if 2 people put the same game, but one has a better time, would you go with the person with the better time, or do you go with someone that knows how to handle themselves on a stream, like you do? You obviously know what you're doing on the stream. You've done it before. So what's kind of more important, the time or the entertainment value of the person in ESA's scheduling eyes, I guess?
Well, we've been very fortunate with not every run, but a lot of the runs that we've had, a good combination of both. And it's just hard with certain games because we rarely get, similar submissions. For this winter was my first ESA event of being staff in, so I don't have an extreme amount of EXP in terms of, seeing stuff like this.
Yeah.
But I would rather say maybe not first come, first serve, but a little bit in that direction, because like if somebody's super late, let's say like I'd submit Odyssey again, and then Valu or Samurai Man, or I forget the top runner's name right now, because he's a new runner I haven't heard of. That's why I don't know his name on the top of my head. But let's say he comes in last minute. It's hard. Sometimes I would say yes. But it also depends on the event itself. If it's winter, I would say we would go a little bit easier on it. If it's summer, I don't know. I feel like I couldn't answer this properly without the rest of my team.
Yeah, I'm 100% in the, as long as you're at a certain point, right? So as long as you're like at the level of skill that's obviously very skilled at the game, maybe top 5, top 10, I think you should go with the entertaining side. But some people feel differently about that. But for me, that's it for sure.
Yeah. But in this scenario, we would get like 3 top runners. Definitely, that's race. That's race. That's
race. For sure. Yeah, that's hype race. How about last question about that? So when you know you have the last game, are you nervous the whole week? Or are you kind of the person that doesn't get nervous at all? Are you worried about it the whole time? Because I've talked to other people that they like to get their run out of the way, and then they can have fun the rest of the week. So how was it like for you having the last run?
It was a first for me, so it was definitely different. Definitely. If I was knowing this like a few years ago for an event, I probably would not been able to handle it as well as I did. I think I handled it pretty alright. But if it was a couple of years ago, then probably not. But it also depends on how you make the run. Like, if it's a world record attempt for the finale, it's kind of scary to put it as the finale. You know what I mean? You want a strong finish that everybody's having fun with. And my goal for the final run was not only to do at least decent, but also to engage the viewers, engage the audience that were on location, to make sure that everybody had a great finale. That's
a good idea. Yeah, that's something people don't think about as much. Some people say like, "Well, I'm going to play the game the best I can," and that's enough, right? But that's really not enough. especially how far marathons have evolved. It's not just about playing a game well anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's pretty cool. So I do want to talk about, you said you're kind of pulling back from the Smash Brothers thing, but you do Smash commentating, and you are kind of, people definitely know you as a Smash Brothers commentator for sure. And that's definitely a difficult thing to get into. So kind of how did you get started in your commentating career to where it is now?
It's kind of hard to place it in the right place for me, but I actually don't exactly remember how it started. I recall one of my first commentated events was a smaller event here in my town in Gothenburg in Sweden. And then I got compliments from people like D1, who I'm now very good friends with, who has been such a strong man in terms of supporting the Smash community for years, and now works at Twitch and handles the partnership deals for Smash players who stream on Twitch or whatnot. And he helps promote that community in so many different ways, aside from just Twitch.
But like, so how do you make the step after that, right? So you have a local event, you did that, but then what do you do after that, right? Because I know a lot of people want to be commentators, right? It's a cool thing to do, but how do you make it happen like you did?
You have to put yourself out there. A lot of events were happy to have me, and then some events didn't. It depends on the TO as well. Some TOs are like biased. There always will be bias with certain events, and that's just how it is.
Tournament organizer, yeah.
Yeah. So it's different every time, and then STR happened. If you know that event.
Yep.
STR is Smash the Record, Smash and speedrunning event. Obviously, at the time, my cup of tea, 100%.
Yeah.
And that gave me another chance to commentate. So I did commentary at that event, obviously the year after as well. And it just went on from there. And then recently, due to the retiring of me from Smash, doesn't mean though I'm retiring from commentary. I'm still gonna do commentary, but the competitive aspect, because I was obviously still a player for many years, and I just felt like I don't have the motivation or energy just to keep this going at the back of my head when I want to focus on speedrunning and my own stuff.
Okay, I was gonna ask about that. So the reason is really you just kind of you don't have that drive to be a great player, because if you want to be a real top level Smash brother, I know you got to practice a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean, I am fortunate to be friends and live close to and know Armada, one of the top players right now. He does live in my town, and I've been his punching bag on his stream for like the last 2 years. So that gives me a good push.
Yeah.
But with everything else that I was doing, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd just rather focus on this instead. And there's a lot of things that's been happening that gave me a good reason to
go towards the speedrunning side of things.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you go to a lot. I mean, you've been to a lot of. I know you've been to GDQ I think more than once, right? You didn't have a game, but you were there, right?
Yeah. So the first year I went was 2013. I didn't play aside from the bonus stream. I did 80% in X1 through X3 on the bonus stream.
Mm-hmm.
I had like Duckfist and some other people on couch for that.
RIP bonus stream.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it with IrregularJinny. And I did X3 80%, the new glitch route that I kind of revived or started back in the day. Now a new runner picked it up a while back and beat my time by 2 minutes. I couldn't figure out how he saved that much time. I switched to PlayStation 1, which saved even more time, so I was like, yeah.
Are you motivated by world records? Like, a world record something you kind of go after? It seems like you don't really care that much, though.
It depends on the game. For X3, for a longest period of time, I was really proud of it. Mostly because that when I started running X1 and slowly seeping into X2 when I finally picked up a cart real cheap. Because at the time, Japanese, Super Famicom carts in Sweden were so cheap. They were everywhere and they were really cheap. Like I think I even got like X2 for like $5.
Oh wow.
Just the card, but
Yeah, still.
And it was just crazy. And then I started picking up X3 and I used to hang around Caleb a lot back in the day. He was super active in the X community back then, and we used to do Oh, sorry. I'm having a nostalgia trip right now because we used to have like 20, 30 man
Uh,
races nonstop on SRL. Like we'd have like 20 races with 30 people
oh man.
like every day. Used to sit on Skype and set up speedruns live, and then somebody when the timer started ticking down, I gotta run to the bathroom, and I was like, oh come on, and that kept happening again and again, and there's always something every time, always somebody new or the same people. It just kept happening nonstop. It was
That's
hilarious.
awesome.